When I heard that this show was going to be coming to theaters, I immediately had this thought that I am not going to throw away my shot at seeing this show in a movie theater because it deserves to be seen on the biggest screen possible. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Daniel Strung from QuickTime Reactions, and yes, I went out to go see Hamilton in a movie theater. This is, of course, the version that was dropped on Disney Plus back in 2020 that features the original Broadway cast, which, of course, includes Lin-Manuel Leslie Odom Jr., phillipasoo, Renee Elise Goldsberry, Christopher Jackson, Daveeddiggs, anthonyramos, as well as like a whole host of other talented people. And if you don't know the kind of the story of what happens in Hamilton the musical, I'm not going to tell you because one, you should either know by now, and two, if you don't know, then I'm just going to let you be surprised at what happens in the show. But yeah, my history with this musical is very interesting. So I think it was in high school where I first heard, I believe Cabinet Battle #1 was the first song that I heard off of the soundtrack. And I was immediately enamored with it. My sister got to the musical first before I did. And so she, of course, listened to the soundtrack a bit more than me. I was much later to the party. But I started picking out songs in the soundtrack, and I'm like, this is really, really, really good. And by the point in which the show had dropped on Disney Plus, I think I had listened to the soundtrack, I think, all the way through, and for I think a good portion of that soundtrack I listened to it multiple times over because it's absolutely amazing. Then they dropped the show on Disney Plus with the original Broadway cast, and the first time seeing it was absolutely amazing. We watched it all together as a family, and it was absolutely amazing. It was emotional, and it is absolute perfection, in my opinion. And now, seeing it in a movie theater, it's, I don't know how you can better perfection, but they somehow did it. Seeing it in this format, in a theater, on the biggest screen possible, it just made it better. Like, just being surrounded by the soundtrack for the musical just put a massive smile on my face, and I was singing along right with the soundtrack for almost every single song, the ones that I at least knew anyway. The entirety of the cast does an absolutely amazing job. A couple people that I really want to highlight are Leslie Odom Jr. As Burr. He is absolutely amazing in the role. My two favorite songs on the soundtrack are probably "Wait for It" and "The Room Where It Happened," and they're both Burr songs, and he absolutely crushes it singing those songs. And I'm very happy to hear that he's actually reprising his role on the Broadway show for a little bit of time. I think it starts in a couple days, I think. Early September, and it goes until late November, I think. So if you guys want to see, the original Burr do his thing on Broadway, I would suggest getting your tickets because he absolutely crushes it. Another guy that I wanted to highlight was Christopher Jackson as Washington. There is such an emotion to whenever he performs that I feel. And it's like, Burr and Washington and a couple of other characters that we'll talk about. Um, like, you feel their performances. And I solely put that on, the amazing people that they got for this musical. And Christopher Jackson is one of those amazing people in the show. Another person is phillipasoo, who plays Eliza. There are two distinct moments where it's like I I feel that. I feel that it's real. Um, one, the first one is when Philip dies after the duel, and she lets out a guttural scream, and it sends just a shiver of pain and sadness down my spine every single time I hear that. It just feels real. And then, of course, the end where she looks out into the crowd and has her gasp. I also feel that and feel like that it's genuine. And she portrays it absolutely amazingly. And her, I think, standout song, Burn, towards the tail end of the musical, even though it's not one that I frequently listen to, it is still a really, really good song. And she performs it absolutely amazingly. And then the fourth person that I wanted to highlight was Renee Elise Goldsberry as Angelica. She has quite possibly, I would say, a top 5 song in my opinion, with what is the name of that song? Satisfied. There we go. She absolutely kills it in that song. And she kills it every single time that she appears. And again, it comes down to genuinely feeling their performances that they are showcasing and bringing out onto the stage. Like, I feel that performance whenever I see it. And it's absolutely incredible. Not to take anything away from Lynn or daveeddiggs, anthonyramos, or anybody else from the original Broadway cast, but it's like those four really struck a chord with me and are just like some of the memorable, the most memorable stuff from this musical. All of it is memorable, but those are the four that really stick out in my mind. Alex Lacamoire and Lin-Manuel did an absolutely amazing job at constructing this out. And it is an absolute masterwork. There is a reason, why this has lasted 10 years. And I hope that this lasts for another 50, because Hamilton is a once in a lifetime musical. And if you have not witnessed it, I highly suggest going to the theater to watch it, because in my opinion, it is the absolute best way to watch this musical in a theater packed with Hamilton fans who want to sing to every single song on that soundtrack because they love this musical so much and they just want to have fun with it. They want to jive with it. And you're just not gonna get that feeling in your home. So I highly recommend checking this out in theaters. But yeah, that is my review of Hamilton up on the big screen. Let me know down in the comments below if you guys checked out Hamilton in movie theaters, and let me know your experience watching it in a movie theater. But yeah, that is pretty much it for me, guys. Be safe out there, and remember, I wouldn't necessarily go into many duels in my life, but if you were to go into a duel, I would suggest not aiming your pistol in the sky unless you see the other person aim their pistol in the sky. Because, if they don't aim their pistol in the sky, then you're going to have to, either pull off a bob and weave, or you're just going to have to be quicker to the trigger. That's all I'm saying. And I will see you guys next time.